Assalamualaikum and good morning. I'm Shasha. Welcome to My Text News. Today, we present a special report on Malaysia's National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030. We will explore why this policy was introduced, what problem it tries to solve, and how it hopes to build a stronger tourism industry for our country. Tourism is one of Malaysia's key economic sectors. It creates jobs in hotel, transport, food service, shop and many other areas. It also brings visitors from around the world to experience our culture, our food, our islands, our rainforests and our cities. Tourism plays a crucial role in Malaysia's economy, contributing significantly to the national GDP and fostering cultural exchange globally. In 2019, the tourism sector generated 86.14 billion in receipts with 26.1 million international visitors. However, the COVID-19 pandemic severely disrupted this vital industry, resulting in a sharp decline in both domestic and international tourist arrivals. In response to these challenges, the government introduced the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030. To explain this policy in more detail, I will now hand over to Haifa, who is with our invited expert, Dr. Mel.
Thank you, Shasha. Once again, good morning to all the viewers. With me in the studio is Tourism Policy Expert, Dr. Mel. Doctor, thank you for being with us this morning, Doctor. In simple terms, what is National Tourism Policy 2020 and 2030?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. So the National Tourism Policy is a 10-year strategic plan outlining the future direction of Malaysia tourism sector. So its main objectives is to position Malaysia among the world top 10 tourism destination by 2030, both in tourism arrival and tourism revenue.
And what are the main principles of this policy?
Okay, the policy is built on three main principles, which is competitiveness, sustainability, and inclusiveness. For competitiveness, Malaysia must be able to compete with other countries to attract more tourism. And for sustainability means tourism must protect the environment and our heritage to not damage it. And the last one is inclusiveness, mean the benefit of tourism should be shared fairly with many groups, include small business, local community, and rural area.
Thank you, Doctor. Now, together with Shasha, we will look more closely at the main policy problem that this policy aims to address.
Before the National Tourism Policy was introduced, Malaysian tourism sector faced several critical challenges. First, the industry was very sensitive to global challenges. The tourism industry was one of the hardest hits during COVID-19. Both domestic and international tourist arrivals fell sharply when travel restrictions and the closure of international borders were restricted. This can be seen through Tourism Malaysia annual report, where domestic tourists dropped by 44.9% from 239.1 million in 2019 to only 131.7 million in 2020. Meanwhile, international tourist arrivals dropped by 83.4% from 26.1 million in 2019 to only 4.3 million in 2020. Second, our promotion methods were still old-fashioned. Malaysia relied heavily on traditional campaigns like Visit Malaysia through television and advertisement and billboards, while other countries were already using strong digital marketing strategies and social media campaigns to attract visitors. Third, there was a shortage of high-skilled tourism workers, especially in digital skills, foreign language and crisis management. According to the government portal, labour productivity rate is only 2.9%, which is still low, and not reach optimal level to compete with other countries. Without enough skilled workers, it is difficult to provide high-quality service and to adapt quickly when situations change. This problem formed the background of the National Tourism Policy to see how some of the solutions are applied in real cases, where we now go to our field reporter, Anis, who is on location in Georgetown, Penang.
Thank you, Shasha. I'm here in Georgetown, Penang, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Malaysia's most visited urban destinations. Today, we will look at how the three main strategies of the National Tourism Policy 2020 until 2030 are applied on the ground. These strategies include governance and partnership, smart tourism, digital transformation, and finally, environmental sustainability. One of the key principles of national tourism policy is stronger governance. In heritage area like Georgetown, we can see how the coordinated planning have improved visitor experience, street upgrade, building restoration, and public space enhancement often involve cooperation between the state government, NGO, private companies, and community groups. The policy highlight the need for a national tourism council to coordinate ministry, state government, and industry players. This council aims to ensure tourism planning is organized, efficient, and aligned between all levels of the government. To discuss this strategy further, I am joined today by Ms. Ariza, a conservationist and ecotourism advocate. Assalamualaikum and thank you Ms. Ariza for being here.
Waalaikumsalam Anis, thank you for having me.
So, the policy places strong emphasis on smart tourism, which include digital tools for promotion, booking, navigation, and visitor information. Many destinations now use social media campaign, improved website, QR code information boards, and e-payment system. From your experience in ecotourism, how important is digitalization for local operator?
Digital tools really change the way visitors discover destinations. When small operators use online booking platform, social media or digital maps, it becomes easier for tourists to find authentic experiences. It also helps remote lesser known attractions, especially in rural or natural area. Digitalization is essential if Malaysia wants to remain competitive in the global tourism market.
The policy also mentioned human capital, especially in training digital skill, language proficiency, and customer service. Do you see this as necessary, Ms. Ariza?
Absolutely. Many local guides, small operators, and rural communities want to join the tourism industry but may lack digital or communication skills. Training programs help them adapt, use online tools effectively, and maintain good service quality. Skilled people are just as important as technology itself.
Another major strategy is sustainability. Popular destinations, particularly coastal and island area, face pressure from high visitor number. From your experience, what environmental issue occur when tourism is not properly managed?
We often see littered beach, damaged coral reef, and overcrowding and fragile ecosystem. Without proper waste management and visitor control, both marine and terrestrial environments are negatively impacted. This harms biodiversity, local communities, and the long-term economic value of tourism.
The National Tourism Policy proposes clear guidelines on waste management and limit on visitor numbers in sensitive areas. How effective this strategy measure?
They are very important. Setting daily limits prevents over-tourism, while proper waste management protects natural habitats. But rules alone are not enough. Enforcement must be consistent. Community involvement is also important because when locals benefit from ecotourism, they are more motivated to protect the environment.
So, sustainability is not about protecting nature by ensuring tourism remain viable for future generations.
Exactly. Good tourism supports conservation instead of harming it. When governance is strong, digital tools are used effectively, and when sustainability is prioritized, Malaysia can build a tourism industry that grows responsibly.
Thank you, Ms. Ariza, for your insight. With all this strategy, governance and partnership, smart tourism with strong human capital support, and environmental sustainability, it formed the core of the National Tourism Policy 2020 until 2030. With that, we return to the studio for further explanation from our expert.
Throughout this program, we have explored various aspects of National Tourism Policy 2020 until 2030, from the governments and partnership to smart tourism, human capital development and sustainability. Doctor, based on what we just have heard from the field, could you briefly summarize the main strategies of this policy in simple terms?
The policy apply with three main strategies. First is it strengthened governance and institutional framework. These include the proposed National Tourism Council and increased public-private partnership to ensure coordinate planning and management. And for the second one is it promotes smart tourism and digitalization using social media, website, online booking, mobile app and data to make Malaysia more competitive and visible globally. And the third one is it emphasize human capital development through training program to improve digital skill, language proficiency, and service quality among tourism workers.
So the strategy focuses on improving coordination, strengthening technology, and enhancing the skills of people in the industry. What would you say are the main strengths of this policy?
There are several strengths. First is it provides a clear long-term direction until 2030, which help business and community plan ahead. Second one is its strong focus on digitalization reflect current global tourism trend. And third one is the policy emphasize sustainability and inclusiveness to ensuring tourism growth is responsible and benefit to a wide range of stakeholders.
And what about the weaknesses?
Okay, the biggest challenge is implementation. It's coordinating multiple agencies is difficult and different states may progress at different speed. Small area operator may struggle to access training or digital resources. Additionally, environmental goals may fail if regulations are not enforced consistently.
So while the policy sets a strong direction, successful implementation relies on commitment and cooperation across all levels. Based on these challenges, Doctor, what recommendations would you suggest improving the policy effectiveness?
Okay, I will propose 3 recommendations. First, strengthen domestic tourism to reduce dependence on international visitors. This can be done through local travel campaigns, discount, and promoting lesser-known destination. Second one is enhance environmental protection by implementing clear waste management guideline, enforcing visitor limits in sensitive area, and ensuring strong regulator enforcement. Third is expand human capital development by offering more training center and programs, especially in a rural region, so more people can be participate in the tourism workforce. Additionally, the proposed National Tourism Council is expanded to monitor tourism activities and provide guidance or which program should or should not be implemented.
Thank you, Doctor. These recommendations, together with the National Tourism Policy, clearly highlight steps to strengthen implementation and enhance the policy overall effectiveness. With that, we're now in the studio with the Shasha.
Tonight, we have heard insight from an expert, a field reporter, and a conservationist. Together, they remind us that tourism is not just about numbers or charts. It is about people livelihoods, community well-being, and the protection of our natural and cultural heritage. In conclusion, the National Tourism Policy 2022-2030 is a long-term plan to make Malaysia's tourism sector more competitive, more sustainable, and more inclusive. It presents clear strategies and strong potential, but its success will depend on how effectively it is implemented and how committed all stakeholders are. If carried out seriously, this policy can help Malaysia build a stronger, smarter, and more responsible tourism industry for the future. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum.